Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beyond Backcast. Right, I'm up here talk with Braydon Cuddy about Batman the Animated Series, and this week is another Joker episode and Harley, I guess, with the Laughing Fish. How are you doing today, sir?
Well, I'm not in the mood for fish, that's for sure.
What do you don't want to try and hit up at Red Lobster before they go away forever? That's not
Oh,
your
that's right. Got to get all that jumbo shrimp before it's all gone.
No, but as I said on talk about Goods from the Woods, now that they have no motivation to be like still a good restaurant, like everything's probably for shit now before they actually close up for good. So, because there says still that one for the upstairs on Bay Street, downtown Toronto. So I was thinking of hitting that one up before they went away. But after I heard that, I agree with them. It's probably not going to be good now. So probably best to
Yeah,
have to go anywhere else.
it's not going to exactly be fresh.
No. Or the wait staff probably won't be friendly, overly friendly either. Remember, there was one in Peterborough too. My parents would go there like on occasion growing up, and like as a kid, I thought fish was gross for even though I didn't really have fish before. And then now I'm like looking back, I'm like I probably should have actually given it a try, but I never did. I was a weird kid. Surprise,
It's
surprise.
supposed to be brain food, or in the Joker's case, it's supposed to be good for the laughing center of your brain.
Well, if it was brain food, I should have fucking had some in. But yes, as I said, this is the Laughing Fish. It was the 34th episode produced, and it was the 46th episode air, making it while having it air January 10th, 1993. So we're another episode in the new year, as it were. But I think this may have been the one of the closer ones to the start of the year, I think.
Hmm.
And it was written by Paul Dini and directed by Bruce Timm, the show's own dynamic duo, as it were.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah.
But yeah, so this episode starts off like on a rainy day out by the docks, I think it is.
Yeah, no title card, which was
Was it?
unusual.
Oh,
It
that's right.
took me by surprise. It's really just like the swinging picture of a fish.
Yeah. So yeah, then there's like the long pan, I guess, up the dock, and then yeah, it shows the guys unloading some fish, doing the during the rain and stuff, and then yeah, it's still dark because it's they're fishing at night for some reason, which I don't think is probably advised or safe. But no, I'm not a fisherman, so what do I know really? But yeah, they're on the island and stuff. Then then they start noticing that the fish are weird, and one of them throws up. So that made me think that if it made a fisherman throw up, it must be pretty gross because I'm sure they've dealt with some nasty smells in their line of work. So they probably have fairly strong stomachs, I would think.
Oh my gosh, like the friggin' reeking smell of like
Yeah, yeah,
decayed fish would like
yeah,
you'd be vomiting for your entire first week for sure.
yeah. Oh yeah, and then too, like I forgot, like in that pan up to the dock before that, we saw like there was it was on a newspaper stand, and it said that the Joker was still at large. So I
Hmm.
imagine it's probably like the third time this week that he's escaped from Arkham Asylum. So I'm sure that's probably nothing new, or it could be an old newspaper, it could be a new one, and it could be like the exact same news.
Yeah, they've stopped like wasting ink and like the
Yeah.
headlines because they know like we might as well just change the date.
Yeah, yeah. It does yeah hold a couple? Yeah, just don't print the date on it, so we can just release and say the Joker's at large again.
Yeah. Batman's gonna call like Superman and just say, you know, your Phantom Zone, it's pretty big, right? I got a guy who could probably use a little time there indefinitely.
Well, you probably I know a Joker. You probably find some way to like take it over and like rule a place, and
He
you
probably
probably
would.
like and he come back stronger somehow.
Yeah.
No, had known him, so that probably would somehow that probably would be a good idea. I don't think.
But yeah, that's when we see Batman at the top, overseeing everything going on, and he's like, he's made his move. So Batman clearly knew that the Joker was up to something, but I guess he was like, I'm gonna play it out and see what happens.
Well, I get. Well, that's the thing, though. I figure that the Joker's probably always up to something. So he's. I was just thinking that, like, the docs must be part of his nightly routine, routine and route or whatever. So because it must be because you don't think the Joker could be like dealing with fish specifically. So like, why would So I think that'd be the only reason why you'd be hanging out with the docs looking for him is just because it just have to be part of. Because I don't foresee him like unless he already had some like prior knowledge that it was like water or dock based really. So yeah, because I don't really see him being out at that specific time of night out the docks for any other reason other than just coincidental. I
Maybe
wouldn't
he
think.
dreams of a life at sea.
He's a longshoreman.
Yeah. Well, Superman was a fisherman in Man of Steel.
Longs to sing sea chanties with his coworkers to pass the night along his 20-hour days or whatever it is.
Imagine being stuck on a ship with Batman. Like it'd be the most miserable voyage of your life. You just jump overboard and take your chances in the water. So
Then we see a Batman take off, and then he's like driving back into the Batcave, and that that narrow driveway, like from like the door of the Batcave into where he parks, like doesn't really seem safe at all.
no,
Because they it being in a cave or whatnot, I'm sure it's probably extremely humid, which we've discussed before. So there's no way that that entire thing isn't just fucking coated with fucking water. And he's great. And if he like turns the wrong way or gives it any gas, he's just fucking driving over the edge.
it's
Because
also
I think
occurred to me that like because I've asked like guys like the doctor like how did Batman get things like the giant T-Rex or the giant coin into the Batcave, and even he was kind of stumped on the answer to that. But how much of this cave is like stuff that like Alfred and Bruce had to kind of carve their way through? Like, because there's obviously not going to be a drive-through in that cave. Like,
no.
was Bruce just like getting as much dynamite as he could and just blowing hunks of rock up?
He's like, yeah, set up this crane in this cave system, don't ask why, and show me how to use it, and then you'll come back in 6 months, and I'll have it dismantled and ready for
What if he
you.
like
Just so,
ruined the foundation of Wayne Manor and then the like house caves in?
yeah, yeah. Gotham experiences like a 2.0 earthquake, and house caves in because of how fucked the foundation is. Like this house shouldn't have caved in. It caved in like this. This is weird. Like this should have been this foundation should be a lot solider than it was. Let's what's underneath here? Nothing.
This is how Batman started No Man's Land in the DCAU. He was exploding parts of the cave and it opened a fault line. And like years later, he realized, oh, this is on me. So yeah, he brings the sample of the fish home, and it's funny because like the minute that Alfred like opens up, he's like, "Dining in tonight, sir." Batman
Yeah,
just
yeah,
gives him sass straight away. He's like, "Just give me the damn dissection." Like, holy crap! Like, who
yeah,
pissed in
yeah.
your
Yeah.
cornflakes?
Well, if Alfred's giving you fucking dad jokes all the time when you're trying to do work, then yeah, I think I'd be kind of pissed too.
Yeah,
We're not here for you British sass, Alfred.
of course not. I give that for free.
So yeah, then he gets asks Alfred to get his like dissecting kit or whatever, which if it was anybody else asking for that, I'd be like, what do you have a dissecting kit for? But somehow doesn't seem sketchy for Batman somehow, or at
That's a
least it
good
shouldn't be.
point. Like, what else does he like dissect in there? Oh no, dead bats. How
or,
many
or
bats
the
are dying in that cave, man?
or the rats that he's feeding to Robin.
Oh, yeah. Holy crap, man. Frank Miller's All-Star Batman is like famous for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it's very much not good.
Yeah.
So yeah, like analyzes the fish, and then he finds out that the whatever toxin. Yeah, he figures out there's a toxin, but it's only affecting the fish, giving it the rictus grin there or whatever.
Which, you know what? To the Joker's credit, I mean, like, oh, this is an episode where you kind of see like how smart the Joker is, kind of along the lines of the Jack Napier version in the Tim Burton Batman, with like
Yeah.
understanding like chemistry and like how to
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
that
use
was
science to his advantage.
that was a chemistry thing, wasn't it? Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, because like we'll get into some more of those details later, but I mean, Joker realizes that the minute he's like put his face onto like all the fish in Gotham, obviously nobody's gonna eat them. So that's where this episode gets interesting because we have Harley Quinn, the Joker and his goons show up at the copyright office of Gotham.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
this was like the second Harley episode, I think.
Yeah, I was
Right?
gonna say this
Yeah,
is the return we get of Harley since I believe Joker's favor.
yeah, and did she have this outfit that episode?
She did, yes.
Okay, oh, yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, so I knew this was the second one, but I couldn't remember if she
Yeah.
had that on in that one or not. Yeah, because I just barely remember that episode.
It
So
wasn't
yeah,
much to write home about. But that's where yeah, Joker goes to this guy, Carl Francis. And okay, this is where you
Francis.
see what the Joker's plan was here. Because he's like, I am here to cash in my dues or like the revenue that you owe me. And Francis is like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, my face is all over the fish. So that means anytime that you're using my fish, that likeness is copyrighted. So therefore, you owe me money. So the Joker's whole scheme here was about copyright. And what's
Oh
funny
yeah.
is, I think that he legit thought he was going to get money for it, man. Like, is this the
Uh,
Joker's version of trying to go on the straight?
I'm just glad I'm not in the department at work where I have to fucking deal with all the copyright shit because that'd be a pain in the ass.
Oh, man. With all this stuff you broadcast, I can only
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah. So yeah, so I'm just yeah, I just make sure it goes to air
Yeah.
as it should on time. It's basically all I gotta deal with really. So that's and I'm okay with that. And
So
then
that's
yeah, then speaking of yeah, like as they're as Batman and did Alfred are talking about the fish toxin, there's like a Joker commercial on the TV talking about the fish and whatnot. And I was like thinking, I was thinking, I'm really glad that like taking over the TV broadcast isn't as easy as the Joker is making it seem because this is like the second time he's done this somehow.
yeah. Well, and also another throwback to the '89 movie because I believe he did that as well.
I gotta watch that one, yeah, because I said I watched Batman Returns like last December, yeah, but I can't remember the last time I watched the first Batman, yeah. So I guess I forget more than I realize.
But yeah,
I do
that's
like the,
where they
but
get
but I do, but
they talk to Carl Francis and he's like, you can't just copyright fish, man. Like they're a natural
it,
resource. And you see the Joker have like these mood swings because like at first he's like, you will like not speak while I'm talking or something. And then he's like, I want to know what's the word on town. He's like, your fish. And Joker just smacks him with a fish. He's like, I told you not to speak. And one small detail here that's worth bringing up in the continuity is Harley squirts him with this perfume to take away the fish smell. Take
she's
a
like, "Ooh, fish smell."
yeah, and that's where he's like, "You're gonna give me the money that you owe me for using my likeness on the fish, and you have until midnight tonight." So Francis is like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? Like,
That's not how this works at all.
yeah, you didn't even file a form, man. So yeah, he's going in for police protection then.
Good old police protection, yeah. And what and is that when they're in the jail and then like it's Bullock and the commissioner?
Well, they're not in the jail. I think they're at Francis's house,
Okay.
and that's where they're kind of keeping an eye on him. And yeah, that's when they play the commercial and Joker is basically using it also as like a ransom message to say like, like, yeah, I got all these fish with my name on it or my face on it, and so that's when yeah, I'm demanding that my money be delivered to me by midnight tonight, like just reiterating the message. But yeah, it's kind of funny, like thinking of this commercial and like how much Joker went into the production levels. He got like a costume and everything. Like once again, like no TV set is safe from the Joker.
Oh, I, I wouldn't want to be on that TV set with the Joker, man. That'd be insane. Which I assume, which was the point. But yeah, that wouldn't be a fun set.
Oh, put it this way. He'll be putting you out of your misery afterward.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Probably not quickly, but
So
yeah,
yeah,
so
so then like it was at one point like yeah, the commissioner and Harvey are arguing like maybe like then like maybe like the Joker will find him, so we need to actually keep him safe. And that's when like Batman like if that has a disguise like a cop disguise on. He's like, hey, if I can get in here and sneak in, I'm sure the Joker can. So we need to move somewhere else or something like
yeah, if you ever wanted to see Batman look like Chief Wiggum, I'm gonna take a
that.
screenshot of that.
Get him, boys.
Yeah.
Then I think it's like yeah, just after that is where you see like the Joker pull up outside. He has like the van. It has like a big swordfish on the front, and it shoots. Like he's able to shoot it through the window, and then it has like some gas like pouring out of it, and then infects the guy, and then he starts getting the rictus grin and starts laughing. No, actually,
Well,
no, I think
one
it was like
one
right
small
before that.
detail
Yeah,
that we
like,
have
like
to
yeah,
note
yeah,
there is that
yeah.
he's got the like spray from Harley's like hand on
Yeah,
him.
yeah, but before that though, like yeah, they were talking, and like I think as the Joker's like lining up the shot outside, yeah, Batman's talking to the guy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine," and he's like, he's sees him scratching, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm itchy and scratchy from whatever that stuff that Harley sprayed out me before," and then we see like the most like out of character, like brash reaction out of Batman. He just fucking turns around and yells like, "We need to get this guy to the hospital now." We're like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And then that's when the see the swordfish like shoot through the window. So we're like, "What the fuck?" Like that's so fucking random. Like you should know you shouldn't just like yell at cops because that's probably like the way you're not going to get a reaction out of them is just randomly yelling at them like that.
I'm used to yelling at my butler. I gave him shit earlier today because he didn't have the dissection tray ready. But
So I
that's
always
what
thought,
I'm kind of curious about is okay, so is the implication that the thing on his hand was like part one of like a
yeah,
two-step formula?
yeah.
Okay. It was like
And
because
then
the
he
only
was,
other alternative is that it somehow was like a homing thing for the swordfish.
yeah, and initially that's what I thought it was until Batman was saying that it was like the binary thing or whatever. Yeah, so I was like, okay, I guess in even for cartoon that makes more sense than the homing thing does.
Yeah. Oh, and this okay. I think this might have been one of the first episodes I saw of the show. And the reason I remember it is because the animation in this episode is good. Too good. Because when this guy goes into Joker face mode, it's nightmare fuel, dude. Like I
And
remember
then
watching this as a kid and like his face is like stretched. He's like crying like as the, like smile is like forcing through him and like the laughter is like coming out. I was like, "Holy crap. Like what the hell is happening?" Like I had no idea how to process this as a kid. So I honestly thought no word of a lie. I thought the Joker had somehow turned his head into a balloon.
yeah, that was pretty crazy. Yeah,
Yeah. And that's when Joker gets on the TV and he's like, well, I supposedly took care of Francis, but now I'm gonna get the next guy, who I guess was
yeah.
like his.
If you don't get the money by I think is you were supposed to get money by midnight, and then it was past midnight, and that's what happened. And so you give him the 3 a.m. or go for the second high up bureaucrat, I think he said, because he said he'd like the number one, which is that guy, which I forget his name. I guess he's going to have like an extended time off from work
Hmm.
because Joker thinks he somehow thinks that Batman wasn't there for some reason, and with the antidote, because because Batman get once Buddy goes for Discrin, Batman gives the antidote. He's like, okay, they'll just once this fully work gets through his system, it'll wear off, so it'll be he'll be okay. So so Joker thinks he got him, so he's saying so by 3 a.m. Oh, I'm getting this next guy. I want my money.
Yeah, this guy Thomas Jackson.
Yes. And then
So,
it was like right after that, it was like Harvey gets mad and he's like, "Fuck this! I'm not I'm not waiting around and whatnot." And he takes off by himself to try and figure out where the Joker is.
well, before that, while they're at Jackson's house, it's kind of interesting because they have this shot of a cat slowly walking into the house,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
it's very cleverly done because Jackson's sitting there in the corner, Batman's standing off by the window, completely in shadow. So we have this cat slowly walk in. At first, they're like, "Oh, it's just the cat," and then they see that the cat has a Joker smile on it because it's holding a piece of fish in its mouth. So Batman says the cat's infected. But what's very interesting is you don't see his mouth moving or Carl Francis, or sorry, Jackson's. And the reason that's interesting is because the cat goes to attack Batman, bites him, and Batman starts laughing and slowly slumps over into a corner. And when the cops pull the mask off him, they realize that it's Jackson. So Batman and Jackson switched places and just didn't tell anybody. Which I mean, I think Gordon would have liked to have known that, but that's kind of Batman's MO is like he never tells anybody anything.
No,
And
even though you should know something, you should know this information. I'm not going to tell you.
yeah. Yeah, because like how did Batman convince Jackson to like put the costume on?
Oh, I'm sure it probably wasn't convincing. He's like, "You're doing this right now.
Yeah.
No, now get naked so I can put this on you.
Yeah. That's the other thing is like how do they do that, man? Like, do they just like walk into like
Take
two
off your
separate
clothes
rooms,
right
leave the
now.
clothes on the other side?
Don't look at me. I'm shy.
Yeah.
Why do you think I have the mask on? That's the real reason I have the mask on for. Not to hide
And
my identity. I'm shy."
Bullock's looking at him like, did you just like gain weight over the last 5 minutes? Like, you got a dad bod, dude. Yeah, that's when Bullock's like, this is friggin' ridiculous, man. Like nobody's like telling us what's going on for real. And like Batman's just like overriding police procedure. Like, this is stupid.
More than usual, yeah.
Yeah, more than usual, exactly.
But we can handle a little bit, but you're going a little too far this week, man. Like, is your girlfriend like out of town or something, or?
Yeah. She's in prison.
I don't know where Catwoman is. I mean, we're not
Yeah.
dating at all.
She's a situationship.
We're
So yeah,
we're supposed to
Bullock
get
sees
married,
the
but it didn't work.
yeah. So yeah, Bullock sees the fish and storms off, and that's when Batman says like, "This is like I think he said it's like a Japanese tang, like as is an exotic fish." And we'll get to this in a couple episodes, but Bruce would know that considering he has spent time in Japan.
Yeah,
And that's when we get Bullock at the aquarium.
yeah, yeah. He gets there first, and then I think that then the Joker catches him, and then it took me like a couple minutes to realize, so like where you get go up a couple minutes where he's like lowering heart Bullock into the water. It's actually just like a huge fishing rod instead of an actual like hook and winch system.
Yeah, it's like this 20-foot like fishing rod.
Who do you get who do you commission to make that custom job? I wonder.
Maybe Joker knows guys at Bass Pro. Yeah.
Well, the
So
thing up front, I want to actually use it for something.
yeah. So one quick note worth mentioning here is because you mentioned that Bruce Timm was the director of this episode.
Yeah.
Is this entire third act was storyboarded by Bruce Timm, and
Nice.
it gives it that extra sense of theatricalness. The music as well is very intentionally chosen because there's this sense of suspense that complements the imagery well. And you'll see in a minute as to what we're referring to. Because, yeah, Joker has Harvey suspended over a tank of a great white shark. And that's
And I
when
would just,
Batman finds him.
and I was thinking like, too bad we're in the Batman the movie episode where we can put out the shark repellent from his belt.
Yeah, but he's not going to give that to Harvey. He's going to let him just like dangle on the
Uh,
hook.
Batman did end up in the water too, yeah. So like, so he'll need it for himself.
True. You know, I've been thinking about that shark repellent spray. The odds are you're going to be fighting the shark underwater. How does a spray can work underwater?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's not an actual thing, is it? I don't think.
In the movie, it is.
Yeah, well, because
Yeah,
that's the joke.
yeah. I'm just thinking of like the actual context and application of
Yeah,
how he'd use it.
Batman is using it. That's all the context you need.
There, good point. Robin's like, "Would you like this in pellet form?" He said, "Shut up and go back to eating your rats."
I'm the goddamn Batman.
Yeah, so that's when Batman breaks in and he sees Joker holding Harvey hostage. And he's like, "Well, take me in his place." And Joker's like, "Okay." But I think
But
Batman's just doing this so he can lord it over Bullock for like time memorial and just be like,
well,
"Remember that
well,
time I saved you from the shark?"
that's the thing though too. Like, yeah, Bullock yells at him. He's like, "Yeah, I did need a fucking back computer to figure out that that fish was from the aquarium," which leads me to say, like, how does so many people know about the fucking back computer?
I didn't think about that, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a good
yeah,
point.
because the kid from I've got Batman in the basement. Yeah, he fucking knew about the back computer. Fucking Harvey knows about it. Like, who the fuck else knows about this computer and how do they fucking know about the computer? Harvey, I can kind of get because Batman may have like offhandedly said something at one point. Then Harvey being the cop and detective, he's like, I just fucking kept it in his brain. But how does the fucking kid know about the back computer?
You know when Batman grabs the street thug and screams in his face, "I'm Batman"? Well, maybe like that gets so old after a while because like you're saying the same thing over and over again. He's just screaming in the, "I've got a computer. I've got a bat cave. I've got a giant T-Rex in my cave." And the thug's just looking at him like, Whatever, man. Just please just let me go."
Oh, I just sort of makes you think that like it's kind of like the Truman Show, but like everyone knows that's what they're watching Batman. Just seeing what Bruce Wayne will do after his parents got killed, and they all know he's Batman, but they're just letting him, play with the fantasy.
Yeah, they're just like, we'll just keep
They're
letting
like,
him
yeah,
roll with this.
yeah. Whenever if he ever fucking comes to taxi, just fucking roll with it and just go your daily life. And he comes in taxi, just fucking do whatever. Like,
Alfred's in the Kristoff producer role, and he's just like,
yeah.
"Look, we have to do this. You don't understand. It'll break his freaking mind."
Then the director's just relaying stuff to him, so like he's able to fix the back computer just to be like what to look up that week or whatever. Okay, these are the crimes we're going to set for the week, so just make sure the back computer like figures them out, so we can send them there, so we can capture it.
That would explain why there's so many plainclothes criminals in this show. Because after a while, it's like, we're getting low on material, man. Like we've invented a Joker guy, you've invented a Penguin guy. Like, you know, everybody's got a gimmick. Like we need to just
All right,
shove a random mobster in there.
Yeah, Mark Hamill needs to go be the Hobgoblin on Spider-Man the animated series, so we need the
Yeah.
Joker in here for or something.
We gotta throw that idea to the doctor sometime. Batman meets the Truman Show. That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, so Batman takes Bullock's place, and that's where Joker's like lowering him into the tank, and he's dressed like Quint from Jaws. Did you notice that?
No,
Yeah, that's some bad hat, Joker.
like a doll's eyes.
And there's a shark in the water. Well, is Robert Shaw Irish? Because Joker said he was Irish in this episode.
Oh yeah, yeah, earlier on when they got to the copyright office, he was like, the guy who pulled the Doc Brown and said, "Great Scott," but he's like, "No, Irish actually."
Yeah, so he's lowering him into the tank, and Bullock's like he's not gonna survive. Like he's got no chance against that thing. And Joker's got a thing of like hamburger meat, I guess, to entice the shark. And we get a Happy Meal reference too, which I was kind of surprised at.
I guess McDonald's was definitely a thing in the early 90s, yeah.
I wonder, did they do like small toy versions of this show, like as a promotional thing? It wouldn't have shocked me.
I probably like yeah like the main Batman thing I remember is obviously like tie-ins is that Batman Returns like those
That's
cups
true.
and stuff that's but I imagine so like I'd be shocked if there isn't there wasn't some sort of Happy Meal tie-in with the show.
Yeah. And that's where he says to Bullock, like, yeah, you're right. He doesn't have a chance. Throws the hamburger meat in front of Bullock and just like kicks him right in the tank. So now the shark's got like an appetizer and a main course.
Oh yeah, and then I guess too, like, and then plus, like, yeah, she kind of shows does like the underwater like smell stink lines or whatever too. So like, so like the ground beef will get the shark going and be like, time for food sort of thing. Yeah,
That was good animation. You know, like
yeah,
the this blood slowly walking through the water. Like,
yeah.
yeah, so that's when I failed to mention that Batman has his arms chained behind him. He uses the chain to wrangle the great white shark.
Oh yeah, you get yeah because it's behind his head, so he was able to be all flexible and stuff and put it for him. And yes, because the shark started going for Harvey. Yeah, then yeah, puts it in his. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't put my hands that close to a shark mouth.
Batman can add Shark Wrangler to his resume now. He just can't do it at the Justice League because Aquaman will find out and he'll be pissed.
or it's because of this is how he came up with the shark repellent spray.
Yeah, we're witnessing the origin. That's a good point. I mean, hey, the idea had to come from somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He had to deal with a shark for the first time sometime.
Good point. So yeah, he's wrangling with the shark and he manages to smash it into the side of the tank and spill the thing out. At first I thought, okay, that shark's gonna die, but it actually outflows because this aquarium is right next to the docks. It flows out the water and goes into the dock below. So I'm like, all right, well, at least PETA's not gonna have some choice words to say about this.
Yeah, maybe get mad about the deformed fish, but yeah, okay, you didn't kill a shark, so it's
That's
okay.
a good point. Yeah, I guess they're going for the fish first. Like, what? They're dead. Once they're dead, they're fair game. Yeah, and that's when Joker's making his escape. Like he's got an extendo thing on
Oh yeah,
the
that's right. Yeah, like where you're sitting down on the 20 foot fishing rod. Yeah, it goes up into there's like the sky the sky not the skyline like yeah like
skylight.
the wind skylight there you go. And extends him up and goes out there and then he goes to get to the roof and then Batman follows him up to the roof I think.
Yeah, it was actually an intense, albeit brief, fight between the two of them because like Joker's got a wrench, and
Yeah.
he literally says he's gonna split Batman's skull open. Like I'm like, like these sensors on this show, man, are amazing. Because like there's times where they're like, no, you can't let kids be like, abused by the sewer king. And then it's like, yeah, Joker can totally have a line about smacking Batman's head open and letting the brain matter like spread all over the
Yeah,
roof.
well, that part's like inferred really, because I guess it was they can say that you'll crack him in the head with a wrench, but you can't say I'm going to kill you from whacking you with a wrench. I
Yeah,
guess it was probably what the line was there. I would imagine.
true enough. That doesn't stand for the imagery of this episode because I gotta tell you, man, what follows, I did not forget for the last 30 years of my life because I remember exactly how this episode ends. Joker jumps off the roof, pulls out like an inflatable like duck pool toy and is ready to, like make his escape. And he jumps right into the waiting arms of the shark. Well, fins in this case, but like Joker is going to be fed to a freaking shark.
They feed him to the fishes.
Yeah. I'm like, holy crap, man, Joker died. But of course he didn't because he's the Joker.
Quote unquote, yeah.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah,
first of our many Joker deaths in this
yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is that day. You can tell it definitely a comic book show, yeah, because yeah, he quote unquote dies like 15 times and he still comes back, yeah.
Yeah. It does beg the question, how does he escape from the shark? But knowing the
Well,
Joker very violently.
I think he did imply that the shark was with Joker eyes before with like the smile. So like, so I imagine like he probably has yeah, he probably meant to infer that he probably has some sort of control over it, maybe, or
Good
probably
point.
or not thinking like a normal shark would do. So he probably wouldn't have eaten them like right away, maybe.
Yeah, good point.
It's how it is. It's maybe it would how would I explain that if I need to explain how he survived that? Yeah.
And that's when we have our closing thing of Harley throwing a playing card with like her lipstick as like a kiss thing, just throwing it to the water and doesn't what does she say? Like, I can't believe he's gone. And Bullock's like, what? He was a homicidal maniac. And I think she says something like, yeah, I'm really gonna miss him.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say, but he's my homicidal maniac.
And I think that's when Batman's talking to Gordon, and Gordon's like, do you think he's really gone? And Batman's like, I really wish he was.
He's like, I wish he was, but I wouldn't put I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah.
So it's basically what it is. Yeah. So
Joker's returning with an army of killer sharks.
yeah, then I think that's where we like kind of cut to like the Joker card floating in the water. Then we see like the shark come up and like bite it and like go back under.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what would you give this out of five laughing fishies?
You know what? I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5.
A 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I was gonna originally give it a 4.5, but I think that the fact that this episode has stayed with me, it's one of my favorite Joker episodes, and it's very smartly done. It's kind of chess game between Batman and Joker, kind of in a heat scenario where like they're not in the same room most of the time, but they're kind of doing their actions from afar, and there's cause and effect. I really liked it, and it's very good animation. Like I said, it the animators knew what they were doing because this has stayed in my subconscious. But yeah, no, I really liked it. How about you?
I think I was gonna give it like probably like a 2.5 or a 3 out of 5, really. 'Cause I felt it was just like really another weird Joker uh plot just to try and do whatever. Like what because what was his like end end goal with all this? Oh yeah, it's
Copyright.
the copyright. Yeah, so yeah, so it's so fuck. How do I forget that? Yeah, so it's some weird fucking stupid ass story, just roundabout way to do something fucking stupid. With just said, yeah, where he's using his smart. He's so smart that he's able to make the chemical compound just affect fish, but yet when the cat ate the fish, the cat became Jokerized as well. So even Batman was wrong, where he said it only affected fish. Yeah,
I didn't even think of that.
So obviously like Joker's smart enough to be able to do with that sort of thing, but the end result was just fuck with the copyright office. It's like yeah, copyright on fucking smiling fish. So it felt like another just like a weird like stupid like roundabout Joker scheme. So I say 3 out of 5. So yeah, so any last words on this episode?
Next week, the Joker attacks the DMV.
Why am I sitting here all day on a Friday for? I have stuff to do.
Sir, we brought you here because your license clearly needs to be revoked. We've seen what you do to your clown cars. I'll demerit you, you son of a bitch.
You're not taking these last 2 demerit points, all right? That's how I need to get home.
Have you
All
seen my
right,
insurance?
yeah, he's driving that one truck from Maximum Overdrive.
He would too.
Yeah. All right, everybody. That is the episode for this week. Thank you for joining us in the Batcave to talk about Batman the Animated Series and Joker and Harley this week. You can follow us on Twitter/X on at Beyond Backcast or on Instagram at Beyond the Backcast, and we are on YouTube now at www.youtube.com/at Beyond the Backcast, and rate, review, or subscribe with us there. With rate, review, and subscribe us or for us or I guess with us or whatever on there with that or and or wherever you can find your podcast to listen to us there. And where can we find you on the internet, Bradon?
You can find me on Instagram at Alfred is Zaddy. And you can also find me on the Facebook for Beyond the Batcast. And we have a Discord now.
Yes. Yeah. So we also have the link tree, link.tree// Beyond the Backcast. You can find all our links there, which one of them is to the Discord. And you can follow me at Stump Chunkman on Instagram. And yeah, thanks for joining us. As I said, thanks for joining us in the Batcave to talk about Batman the Animated Series. And next week's episode is what episode is this? First Coyote Ken episode. I did not write that down. I should have. So and it is Night of the Ninja. Oh, yes, that is good. I definitely remember that episode from like the first watch. So I think probably one of my favorite episodes, I think. But yeah, so join us next week for that episode. And thanks for joining us in the Batcave, good chums. Kapow.